All right, you guys should hear me. Here's what I need you to do while we're doing this live. One, hopefully some of you have noticed there's a little QR code at the top. And if you go through all the steps, it'll ask you what country you're in. Just choose United States because that's all we give. And you can get yourself a $10 gift card from Starbucks, I forget, Pete's, Dunkin' Donuts, coffee and tea, every coffee place that I can put in, you can have that sent to you. I need to know, can you hear me all right? Do you hear the music behind me? Everything's going all right. I see you guys are all chatting. We're going to go live fully here in about 2 minutes. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everyone. You're going to see a couple weird things here as we get things started here because literally as I started, the camera I was using just blanked on me. So I have a backup camera that I am running on that's set at a different angle than everything I did. So we're making it work because this is the Holidaypalooza 3 2025. We're excited to be here. Today we have all kinds of things planned. But I want to get the few things here. In fact, in a little while, I will put up, I didn't see, last I saw we had 35 people that had gotten their Starbucks card or their Dunkin' Donuts card. And there are more of you than 50. I bet the first 50 could get an automatic gift. And so we wanted to start out by just giving you some free coffee. So several of you already have chosen what your Frappuccino is going to be, or your peppermint mocha, or whatever you're going to go get. We're excited. We want to celebrate what's happened in 2025, look forward to 2026, and have some fun doing it while we're here. And so before we get any further, I want to start with a little video that our CEO and founder, Matt Hoskins, put together. So here we go.
Happy holidays, PayProTec Nation. Hey, thanks for joining us for Holidaypalooza. We have put a lot of thought and effort into this, just celebrating what has been another record year here at PayProTec. Just want to say from our family to yours, we wish you all the very merriest of Christmases, Happy New Year, and a wonderful to what is going to be a great 2026. Just enjoy Holidaypalooza and all that has gone into it. You know, Nate and have a ton of special gifts, special prizes, probably some funnies along the way, and we couldn't be more excited that you are joining us today. Again, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, so as we start this out, we're going to start with a little bit of business But in fact, his handle used to be the Bizman PK. We're going to see if by any chance, nope, none of these things stuck. So everything got changed. So you're going to see some blank screens as I get in here, and hopefully I'll fix this as I go. But I know he is live, he's listening, and on the left-hand side of your screen with an incredible coat. My word, I hadn't seen it live yet. Mr. Paul Kent. Paul, how are you? Can you hear me, sir?
Doing very well today, Nate. Good to see you.
Good to see you. All right. So Paul is in our southern Florida offices where it's a little bit warmer. Actually, I'm going to guess it's not that much warmer actually today. I don't know what the temperature. It's 56 here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and pouring rain as I look out the windows. But Paul, can you kind of quick? I didn't tell you I was going to say. Tell us. I mean, you've been with PayProTec in two different stints. How long have you been with PayProTec? And kind of tell us like your two journeys from starting out as an intern, not in college, all the way now to being part of the operations team here at PayProTec. Can you tell us a little bit about it? And I'm going to get you full on
Absolutely.
screen.
I started my career here as I'll let you get the video feed
Yeah.
going, but we'll keep rolling here. I started my career here straight into my junior year at college. There was a little spinoff we were working on, a little marketing agency called PayPro Media, where we were working to increase our payments retention efforts, add a little extra value through some marketing and web services for small businesses that were participating in the PayProTec processing game very early on, back in this would have been 2012 or so. So I spent a couple of years doing that, and then I took a couple of year break to do some software consulting in the accounting and manufacturing space before returning to PayProTec. I'm going to call it 2015 maybe. So round two here, I've been around for 10 years. First came on kind of in an IT capacity, helping build out our CRM, make a few changes as we transitioned into our Salesforce system setup. And kind of off and running from there into all sorts of different things, and now working with the director group in a lot of our planning and strategic strategy for each and every year. A lot of stuff in Q4 and kind of how we look at the year as a whole, and working project management wise with the director crew to bring you guys everything that we do each year, and come up with the strategies and programs that you guys love the most. So that's I think all in all, I'm probably 11 or 12 years in total. And we're on really, I think, starting year number 11 here pretty soon on this most recent stint. So that's kind of my background. I gotten to know a lot of you guys throughout that time. It's good to see all of you here today participating in Holidaypalooza 3.
We are glad that everyone's here, and I'm also really glad as I gradually get through this and figure this how to do angles here, the camera that I am now using. But I'm glad that people really are figuring out, like Jason. Paul is Santa Pimp Claus. I mean, let's be honest. Look at that coat.
Listen, I got the opening spot for a reason.
Yep. And what I love is he bought this coat to go to holiday parties, like we had a Christmas party last week, Paul, but it didn't show up. So really now it is the Holidaypalooza coat, and you are living the dream there.
It absolutely is. This blasted thing took a ride across several states before finally arriving at my office just in time for Holidaypalooza. So you guys get to enjoy it first. And I'm so glad for it.
So Paul, I haven't even prepped Paul totally other than he knew we'd figure out how these questions would go. But one of the things that Paul is great at is putting a lot of numbers into spreadsheets and then deriving content out of that helps us drive and make decisions. And he's done that for several of our offices, some of our bigger offices, and help them make decisions on the key performance indicators that are actually happening. Paul, can you kind of walk us through a few of those things that you think our partners should be looking at when it comes to their residuals, their bonus, they're looking at their portfolio as a whole to help them make better decisions about how they do business in 2026?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the, a few years ago, obviously, when we started down the cash discount and dual pricing game, we had fast adopters that jumped right in on that out of the gate, and then some more cautious players that, spent a little bit more time figuring it out and learning the system. But the important thing that comes out of that is my favorite metric out of all of payments, which is basis points profitability, and understanding where your money is coming from your merchants, and which merchants are adding value to your portfolio and which ones are not at all. And we, in our year-end conversations, actually, Matt gave us a really interesting quote from Alex Hormozy, and I'm sure I'll butcher it here. But the quote that he gave was something along the lines of, the customers that pay you or make you the least often cause the most problems. And so understanding where your money is coming from in your portfolio, understanding which customers are bringing you the most value and which ones are bringing you the least value and sucking up all of your time, is really like the one single, if I had to say, to understand one thing about your book, it would be that. And I think the first metric you want to try to take a look at the merchant level, understand your basis points profitability. How much residual are you earning off of the volume that merchant is giving you?
And I think one of the things, Paul, is what happens to a lot of our partners is they get stuck on metrics that ultimately don't make them money. How many, you can go and get a bunch of deals that are all making a $3,000 or a volume of $3,000 a month, and your margin is nothing. And we count how many deals, we count how many new merchants, and sometimes even we count volume. How do you, the basis points earned, how do you find that in the PayProTec world when they download from Payments Hub? I should have done a tutorial, and that's actually something we should record sometime in the tutorial.
Yeah, we'll have to put that together. Vanity metrics are definitely something to avoid. This is a conversation that we've had in our director room several times, and I've shouted it from the rooftops. Danny and I have gone back and forth several times about these conversations. And there are a number of metrics that you'll come across that you think, wow, this is important. I need to turn in more deals, or I need to turn in more of this, or my volume needs to go up. And while generally speaking, those things are usually true and good and helpful, understanding what vanity metrics are and where the actual metrics are that matter are two very different things. So calculating this can be done relatively simply. Like I said, Nate, we'll probably deep dive that into another conversation, but you're basically just going to take your residual and you're going to divide it into the volume to determine how much residual you're making on the dollars of volume that are being processed at each merchant level. There's some really wonderful Excel formulas out there and 1,000 ways to learn that on YouTube. Utilize ChatGPT. That it can be pretty helpful in calculating that for you as well. So, dive into the AI scene a little bit. It can help you figure out what some of those KPIs actually are, and get you the numbers that you need to better understand your book and figure out where you may be wasting your time and where your money's actually coming from. But use those residual reports, and basically you're taking that residual over the total volume to figure out how much money you're making on the volume that's being processed in your book. And from there, you can say, okay, I need to do more of this, less of this. I need to maybe change the pricing on this account or figure something else out because they're killing me at how many calls I'm taking. But again, understanding the difference between vanity metrics and where your money's actually coming from, probably the best place to start for you in 2026.
Yep. And I like Nick Corthal's in there. Let's see if I can get that to pop up over there. Well said. Better points, better vacation. Yeah, I like that. At the end of the day, we're in this to make money, and we can do it well by helping everyone make money. But a lot of times, there are too many of our partners, Paul, that are out there almost in this business for charity. And so, I mean, how many? There are hundreds of merchants every month in the PayProTec nation's portfolios that we literally have to reprice so they're profitable. So the race to the bottom, it just can't happen. And you've got to figure out and decide for yourself that you're going to do business in this industry in order to make money, and you can do it fairly and wisely, but you don't have to always race to the bottom. And that's going to be a fun topic for this next year, isn't it, Paul? We have some things that we can't say and can't tell, but we're going to do some really big initiatives around making sure people aren't racing to the bottom again. And we're finding ourselves where we were in 2014, where our margin was 10 to 20 basis points versus where we're at 107 right now.
Yeah, we don't miss those days, and like Nate said, we spent a lot of time in the last couple of weeks coming up with some ideas and some initiatives for 2026 about how we can help you guys really do what I was just talking about. And I think we've got some interesting things put together, and 2026 should be a really exciting year for increasing basis point opportunities for you guys.
Yep. And let me add another one. I can't see all the things that we have up here. I'll put that back up there. Keep in mind, you can't put percentages in the bank, and we want real dollars and cents that we're ACHing into.
True.
And so that's going to be a fun. to finish up my conversation with Paul as we go through all of our groups of people today, there are a couple things. One that I want to do. Penn, later today, we're going to be giving away Paul's chosen gift. And let me see if I can grab it. I have an image here. And so he can describe it, because we've asked all of our directors here to give us a gift. And this is the Novium Hover Pin Interstellar. I actually, Paul, tell me a little more about this and why our partner should be excited about winning it.
So for those of you that do find yourself occasionally sitting in a nice workspace, I spend a lot of my time in a very carefully curated desk. And some of you have know me, and I'm a little bit particular about my workspace and how it looks and how it feels, in order to be able to sit down and get the most amount of work done. And this thing is really just a cool, nerdy little gadget, but it's like a spinning top gravity pen. It writes really well, which is cool, but for the most part, it's just a beautiful desk ornament that just kind of elevates the space, makes me feel like I'm in a nice professional spot. And I know a lot of you guys, you work for yourselves, and it gives it a very nice executive feel, and just really brings the space home and really makes you feel like, okay, this is mine, this is my workspace, I'm here to get this done. And it's just a really nice addition to your home office or your office space, wherever you're at. And it's a really elegant piece. I think you guys will like it.
All right. Well, coming up in just a little bit, we'll have a game where we're going to win that just in a few moments. But the last closing word, I'm going to ask all of our team to share this. Do you have a Christmas memory or a memory of 2025 that is PayProTec memory that stands out to you that you'd want to share to PayProTec Nation? Any standing out memories from either this past year or a Christmas memory in the lifetime of Paul Kent?
Absolutely. And I'm going to steal this one because I know this one's on a lot of people's list, so I have the advantage of going first, so I'll get to steal it. But we did an event at MWAA this year. A lot of you were able to participate in that. It was great to see you. But our boating event, we took a yacht down the Chicago River, had a nice event with a bunch of you guys, got to spend some time together, and that was my PayProTec highlight, maybe of my entire time here. We've done a lot of really cool things, but that one was really something special, getting to spend time with you guys in that setting and that environment. It was a really great evening, and glad to have shared that with all of you.
Yep. And for 2 years in a row, I successfully had major family. The year before was my dad fell and broke his hip for MWA, and this year it was much better. My daughter was getting married. So you guys just we put the best events in MWAA, and I don't get to experience. So I get to live vicariously through you guys. So I appreciate that. So Paul Kent, thank you very much for joining us. We are going to move on. We're going to see how well this transition goes. We'll see how many blank screens I get up there, but we're going to transition to Mr. Mike Stetzel. Thank you, Paul. Mike Stetzel is joining us, and let's see if this works. Mike is not on the bottom right hand of your screen, so let me figure out how to get that. And you're going to see, hopefully, him show up. He's camera C. There's Mike. Mike, can you hear me? Look at that. All right. And Mike, beautiful. I'm going to you're going to see your full screen here show up.
Okay.
Here, what happened was when I switched out cameras, every camera is off a letter. So I have to go back and change these off. And there we go. There's your full screen, and my full screen will not be right. There it is now. Mike, can you tell us a little bit, how long have you been with PayProTec? How did you first join up with PayProTec?
Oh gosh, I'll be 12 years with PayProTec in April. So I'm about 11 and a half now. I was previously the general manager of a hotel here in Warsaw, spent 17 years there, and I had gone to church with Matt Hoskins, and we crossed paths with kids athletics. I really, before I got to know him well, my son actually drove one of his Land Rovers to prom before I got to know him. So, as we got to talk sometimes at church, I just asked him, hey, what do you do? Would you ever have an opening for me? So we just started having lunch, just kind of chatting. And so eventually said, you know what, there's this thing we're going to start. Those of us that have been here a while know about Salcha. And that was my ticket into PayProTec, was to help build Salcha and work with merchants as they began to explore Salcha. I see Jason Dayton down there saying, go Mike, sporting the Christmas flannel. his parents were actually one of the first people I talked to about Salcha, and they loved it. I love talking to them. I still do love talking to them, but they were excited about the opportunity, and so that's what brought me to PayProTec. And since then, I've shipped terminals, I've done customer service, still do partner support. Mostly what I do now is new partner training, but you all know that I'm always here to help anybody as well. So that's a little bit of that.
All right, Mike, you're going to get to do with us we're going to see if I can make this work. We're going to do a little Christmas trivia for our first prize, winning that incredible floating pen. I already forget the name of it. Sorry, Paul. But we will be choosing that, but we need to get this game going. So you're going to watch me launch a Christmas game, 12 questions, play it where we're going to be choosing who is our winner. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to put here and we're going to launch. I need to do crowd mode. Here we go. All right, you see a QR code. Grab that QR code. And let me see if I can shift this a little better in our screen. If for some reason you can't, you can go to playtriviamaker.com/list. If you can read that, I'll try to slide it over a little more here. And we are excited to be able to play our first game of the day. So as I start seeing some people scanning that QR code, we're going to give you about 2 minutes to sign up. Mike, how well do you think as you look at the names of the partners starting to come in, who do you think is going to win here? We got Logan and Eric, Morgan Nordemeyer. We got staff jumping in here. I will say if the first place is a staff, the second place will get the winner. Sorry, staff, those who with us, but staff can play. And what I'd love to do is if the staff just win significantly, we'll have to go down to 7th place to give away this first prize.
Kevin Clark seems pretty feisty. Latka's always feisty. He's been mouthing off all up and down this chat. Who else is there? Kevin, Scott Reagan. There's a lot of smart people in this group.
All right.
We have a lot of smart people. Vicky Helm.
There you go. People are getting in. So we'll give you about 30 more. So I should put a timer on this. That would have been a smart of me. And we're going to do a couple different trivia. This is one I didn't put together. We have a couple trivias coming up where I put them together, and we'll see how it all works. Always the technology things. I decided today when I was putting all this together, next year when I do this, I'm going to rent a local studio and let someone else run all the tech, and I'm just going to host. I've already decided. So just expect that on my expense report for next year.
Great idea.
Because this was way too much work, especially when at 1:59, the camera I was planning on using, just literally after it worked for 3 hours in a row, just testing stuff, it stopped working. So, all right. I'll give you 10 more seconds. I know there's a lot more people watching there on. I know some people are probably listening in the car. There will be prizes that are available if you stay all the way to the end. If you're watching this when it's not live, or if you're not able to jump in and play these games, we will have some prizes that are available for those at the end of this. We're making it say, and if you're watching this, you can fast forward all the way to the end. So here we go. Are you ready, Mike? Let's see. I'm hitting start. So if you're not in, you are not in. Here we go. I'm trying to hit start. What's going on here? Trivia Maker. Page unresponsive. Hold on. That's not a good screen, is it? I'm going to hit a wait.
It up.
And I actually paid for this software. This isn't free software. They're going to hear from me later.
Oh, shoot.
Let's see. All right. Here's you're going to see. You're going to see me do the famous
Happy
command.
Holidays, PayProTec Nation. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Hey,
for
settle down.
Holidaypalooza.
Why is
We have put a
Matt's
lot of
playing in our
effort into
background?
this,
Not sure why that is.
What has been another record year here
All
at
right.
PayProTec.
All right, Mike, I'm going to come back up here.
Happy Holidays, PayProTec Nation. Hey, thanks for joining us for Holidaypalooza.
All right.
We have put a lot of thought and effort into this, just celebrating.
All right, Mike, I'm going to bring you up, and I'm going to hit refresh on this screen and see if I can get it to go here.
Excellent.
Yep, my Chrome is totally. I'm going to have to close Chrome and bring it back up. Look at that.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to need a minute then, huh?
Yep. All right. So far, so good. Yay for this. Love it when the tech works. Thank you guys. We wanted to hear Matt's voice again. He had worked hard to do that for us. So hopefully you guys are all still in there. You're seeing the screen, and I am going to relaunch
These comments are
Chrome.
ruthless. I love it.
I'm sure they are.
Oh.
There we go. All right.
Must be Clover.
All right,
software.
everybody. Let's see. Chrome is reopening now. And let's see what we got here. I am loading up Trivia Maker.
You know, for all of you listening out there watching, we do programs like this every single week. So please understand that this is an anomaly. We have lots of success each and
Wow.
every time. I love the idea, Nate, to go to a production studio. You know, we've grown to that point. You have to be the MC and not the producer as well. It's exciting. This is purely a Trivia Maker Chrome thing, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure whose fault I'm going to blame this on, but right now I'm going with, and so let's see. Because the problem with this,
Jeff's there. The answer is tech problems. He never lets you forget.
yep. All right, we're going to see. What I don't know is when I had to close out Chrome, did you guys all get kicked out? All right, everybody, let's see.
Happy holidays, PayProTec Nation. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yep, and I have no
for
idea why Matt's voice
Holidaypalooza.
keeps coming up every
We
time I
put
hit
a lot
that
of
button.
thought and effort into-
So look at that, because I cannot get. We crashed Trivia Maker, I think, is what's happening.
No kidding.
I can't get it to load. I may try something. So, Mike, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring you on the screen. We're going to bring me over. There we go.
Never trust a computer you can't throw out a window.
There you go. All right, so here's what we're going. I can't get the Trivia Maker to go, so we're going to pivot a little bit. But Mike, can you tell us a highlight of 2025 or a Christmas memory as we close out your time here? And I'm going to pivot and try to figure out how we're going to play these games, since I can't get this to work. Look at that.
So much fun last year. There's a couple things that come to mind. One, for this year for business, we crossed a huge deal milestone for PayProTec. That was exciting. Definitely rode a nice wave this year, as Paul already mentioned. The other thing for business this year was kind of like Paul said. My visit to see PayProTec Partners this year was in Orlando, and we got to do something different that we hadn't done in a long time, and that was get together not only for dinner and drinks and have a good time, and I know from talking to partners who were there that we all learned lots of things during that time, but to be able to get together the next day and have a somewhat structured meeting to share information, to learn from our partners as well. I remember that happening a couple times, and just to see everybody, in a place in Florida, it was just awesome to be there. While you're messing, I can throw in one personal memory, and this is a pretty local memory. So those of you from Indiana may know about the lights in downtown Fort Wayne. They were brought out of an old department store. It was called Wolf and Dessauer from the 40s and 50s and maybe 60s. They were revamped and put on the side of a building, and they light those every Thanksgiving night. And so as a kid, we went with my parents. We typically went after Thanksgiving lunch, in the evening, and rode downtown together. And then as I got older, I drove my parents and their friends down. We now take our kids. We've taken, our older kids, our younger kids, and it's just become a huge tradition to go see the lights and go to Coney Island for dinner. More importantly, it's over 100 years old in Fort Wayne. They just started taking credit cards. 5 or 6 years ago. I wish it was mine, but it's not. But anyway, that's one of the things we did as kids, and now as parents, it's just become a really special memory for us over the years.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, and I'm going to bring up our picture.
Happy holidays,
That's going to
PayProTec
yeah, we're just going to do it.
For joining
We're coming here, Mike. I'm going to move on.
Planned.
That is
I wish
not
that was
planned.
planned. I wish it was. It'd be too funny then.
Yep, it is not. We are and something. Yeah, I just rebooted. I can't reboot a computer that is running the whole production, so that's all we do. So we're going to flex with this. I'm game planning right now how we're going to give these prizes away. Very likely it's going to be you're going to be emailing me some things here, which was the plan for some things at the end, but I'm going to have to figure this out at the end. But let me take a moment and I'm going to problem solve. So for a second, Matt Proctor, you're listening. You're going to go a little later because I'm going to jump some videos that I want to play so I can see if I can problem solve some things in the background and maybe make some things work. So pay attention. We'll be there in a second when Matt Proctor jumps in, but we're going to jump in. Mike, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I am going to talk a little bit. We're going to see. Oh, there's Mike again. Everybody say bye, Mike.
See ya. Merry Christmas.
Yep. There we go. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I recorded some videos. We have a new product that's about to launch in the first quarter of 2026, where we're launching the iPause Pays and the P line of Deja Vu products on EPX. And so we are excited. We are in the final days of putting that together. Originally, we were supposed to have Billy West come on to join us and talk about some of this, but unfortunately, he has been sick this week and he just didn't feel like he wanted to, bring his flu-like symptoms and whatever else he has into this live. But I am going to give you a couple of snippets of about a 60-minute Zoom that we did recently with the Deja Vu team. I got this way down to less than 5 minutes. But we're going to watch a couple videos of Deja Vu kind of describing what this new product's going to bring to PayProTec Nation, how they've been working on this, and what it's going to do. And I think the first one, I asked Ron specifically to tell us, how stable is this iPOS Pays? It's their gateway, it's their omni-channel capabilities, and what success have they already seen as they, are rolling now into EPX as we get ready for that. And here's the first one, his first answer to that.
We don't go into the B2B season with a calamity on our hands or having the system go down on December 31st. So in terms of merchants boarding, this system boards on average 11,000 new merchants or TPNs every month, with about 7,000 merchants running on it. Okay, overall, we have over 200,000 in the 2.5 years that the system is live. Okay, we boarded over 200,000 TPNs on the system. This is what this means. This is how much we process in billions of dollars through the system. Okay, this is AWS, multiple regions, multiple clusters, load balancing, and all the security in the world that's running above that. Downtime, you would have heard about a lot of downtime. Now, granted, every system is going to go down at some point, whether it's our fault or someone else's fault. It's going to happen. But we can tell you that the uptime to us is more so about behavior and planning. We stopped releasing new products into the market a month and a half ago. So we don't go into the B2B season with a calamity on our hands or having the system go down on December 31st. It's just not an option for us. Okay, when all the systems came down last year because of the Microsoft patch, we were up and running in 2.5 hours. 85% of our integrated software terminals were up and running in 2.5 hours. This is the level of expertise. This is the level of backing up. We have the teams working 24/7, following the sun in order to keep the system up and running for your purposes. So this is to protect your investment and your reputation. We are hearing from our partners about 20% less calls into their help desk and a similar number less in repairs. We just don't get them anymore unless, someone breaks it and slams it on the floor and nothing happens, and they continuously work and it's a great line of product, okay? At the same time, what's really important is the ecosystem that powers it, okay? And again, the vendor that stands behind it, okay? And so let's start with the vendor for a minute. Okay, Deja Vu has sprints every 2 to 3 weeks at max, which means that we release big releases every 2-3 weeks. Okay, and we can talk about the ads or the command and communication center in general, which is both a support tool, so we can connect to a terminal, we can update a terminal without the merchant having to touch it. Okay, you just save the parameter inside our Steam system, okay, and you hit the save button, terminal gives you 10 seconds to abort, or it will take the update. So the merchant can be at home, sleeping sound asleep, and the terminal is working for them to be ready for the next morning. Okay, so that's great. You can do the same for time, you can do the same for configurations, but you as ISO, okay, you can deliver ads into the terminals. Now, think about the next step. You go to a partner of yours that you're promoting, let's say payroll, and you tell them, okay, we're going to push this to all our terminals, and you pay for the terminal, or you pay me a $10 monthly, and now you become an ad agency as well, okay, because you provide them that tool. Or if you just want to say, hey, we're closed over the weekend, here's our standby number, or we're changing our main phone number, here's the new phone number. But at the same time, the merchant itself can also use the device as a billboard. Okay, so let's say I'm a food club, okay, and we're running Italian wine pairing on Wednesday. The device goes into standby, and you can present that to the merchants. Okay, so that's a family of features that have recently been released with our command and communication center. It's causing a discussion. It's causing you to engage with your merchants and keep them much, much closer to you, preventing the infamous attrition. Okay, so the more you give them, the more functionality the terminals offer as a business center, the better it is.
All right. And that was Ron talking about some of the features that we're going to be able to offer, not only on the terminals, but on the iPOS gateway as we roll this out very early in the first quarter of 2026. We're excited about it. And we did record also one, I think, short little glimpse into this and what has happened with Anit, their head of marketing. We asked her from a marketing perspective, how would you describe what this brings to our partners and to their merchants? And this is what Anit had to say.
From a marketing standpoint, I'm going to add that iPOS Pays, if I had to simplify it in comparison to our competitors, is a unified, secure, flexible, omni-channel gateway that increases revenue, simplifies operations, and delivers a superior merchant experience that enhances growth and retention. It also allows the ability for the business, the B2B part, which is partners like yourself and your partners who are working in the midst, to be able to also contribute a different perspective than maybe merchants would have ultimately imagined, which makes you guys kind of like consultants in a way. And what I love about iPOS Pays, or what I love about this particular product that Deja Vu has created, because it happened to us as a company, is that it helped us understand the needs of our ISOs or our ISVs or our partners in real time. When my father had to make the decision to move from selling just hardware and having that standard Android Linux software technology, it was not an easy decision for him to make.
All right. So that is something we're giving you little peeks into things that are coming in 2026 throughout this day and as we celebrate. But now it is time to bring in, let me go back. I have to go back a couple screens here for myself. And we're going to bring in Mr. Matt Proctor. Matt is live. I believe I see him there. So we're going to see what we see when we bring up Matt over here. We see that he's not there yet. So, but watch this. The magic is in the work. We're going to find him over here. And we're going to make him. There we go. There, Mr. Matt Proctor. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm great, buddy.
We're figuring out. We are figuring things out. We're going to go live. I love that we have some IT specialists that are in chat that are giving me, and I was testing all the things, clearing my cache, switching browsers, see if I can make Trivia Maker. Problem is I can't test it. We're going to see what we can do here because we're going to do this live over here. And I'm going to bring you up on this screen because this one I was really excited for because what I did for this with Matt and I.
Voice going to come back on again. I love that Matt's voice just keeps coming on.
I hope, I don't think so. Because, we're going to find out really quickly, aren't we? So I rebooted everything I can reboot without rebooting the computer, cleared cache. I have it open in 3 different browsers currently on my computer, and we're going to see what we have to do. So you're going to have to, we're going to have, here's what everybody's going to do. If you scan this QR code, this is a different game than the first game.
Different one.
This is a different game. So scan this QR code and get in here. This is our POS Uncensored in review, Matt. And so as they sign up, what I did is I took every episode of POS Uncensored, let Gemini analyze them and come up with 10 questions. What's interesting is, and then I'm going to be honest, I thought it oversuited a couple of the questions because I gave it every video from all year, which is about 42 hours of video of Matt Proctor and I for the year.
You had to use AI with me, didn't you?
Well,
how much I love AI.
Well, I couldn't analyze all that to myself. So we're going to see if this works. If not, what I have the questions pulled up. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some email surprises of getting some winning. But let's see. We've got 30 plus players. We'll give another minute. Matt, I do want to do, as people get logged in here, and hopefully we're going to try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then I won't do it again. Can you tell us, Matt, what we did this last weekend with the POS Pros team was in here. A few of our top sales partners were in here. Quick was in here. Can you kind of walk us through the POS Pros party weekend and training weekend that happened right here in Indianapolis, Indiana? And thank you for inviting me to be part of it.
Yeah, no, it was a phenomenal weekend with the entire POS Pros team. I was so happy to see my family and my team and have them fly in from around the country and drive in. But yes, we had some very special guests. Ming and Tom and Rain all were here in person, which was so exciting. They'd never been to Indiana. And then we get a blizzard. So Saturday, it's 4 degrees out or 10 degrees and just 6 to 8 inches of snow just coming down as we were all late trying to drive around in the snow. But Tom loved it. And for those of you who've had the privilege of meeting Tom, he is a quiet guy. He's a big sweetheart, and he doesn't really travel that much. So I was so excited that he came and really enjoyed it. And then we had two of our best partners, 2 of my favorite guys. I'm going to get yelled at for saying this on here by some other partners that I didn't invite. I'm sorry, guys. Next year we'll do something bigger. But Ben Wickersheim, Greg Ernest, so happy they were able to come down from Wisconsin. We went to a hockey game Saturday night. I had no clue how bad our hockey team was, Nate, but we did not look good at all. But then I was telling Danny earlier, Top Golf when 2 degrees outside is rough. It just is. Those poor heaters cannot keep up. It was a little on the nippy side. But yeah, just great to see everyone, Nate. It was so great. Some great food, some great conversations, and really, a nice way to be able to end the year, as our POS and PayProTec family.
Yep. All right. So Matt, so far, so good. We had about, I think 40 some plus people in, and we're going to go through these questions together. So let me bring both of us up. Okay. Let me do the split screen here. And this is the first question of 10. Brought together, and these are from POS Censored episodes, and this one
already done.
And this one was only 2 weeks ago, so it's something fairly recent that it grabbed onto. And an AI tool grabbed a question about AI tools. So they're going to be multiple choice. In the episode discussing the AI roadmap for POS, what specific AI-driven feature for delivery was mentioned as already being used? And we got some fun. Driving router optimization, predictive fuel consumption analysis, autonomous vehicle control. Those who are with me in Scottsdale know I love to drive in the Waymos and not drive, just ride in the Waymos and let them take me around. Or automated drone delivery scheduling. So everybody can put their answers in. We're going to start seeing where everybody's at. We're going to see if this all works together. Maybe we actually we're going to give 2 prizes to number 1 and number 2 of this winner. And And the answer is driver routing optimization. And the question is, how many people got it right? We'll look at the scoreboard here in just a little bit. In the interview
my
with
answers don't count. That's not fair for me to. I thought this was the trivia, Stetzel's trivia.
No, this in the interview with Kai Shu, what name was announced? Which there's a new name now. So he announced a name live in what I forget that this was March, I believe, maybe April. I can't remember. It's post ETA.
Yeah, it was spring.
It was definitely spring. In the interview with Kai Shu, what name was announced for the next generation of hot sauce POS software? So this is not the current name. If you do know the current name, this is not rolled out publicly yet, but it is the name coming. And the answer is it's salsa. Spicy, Tabasco, or ghost pepper. You hopefully get all those answers in quickly, and boom, we'll let the time go out. We got 15 seconds. I'm gonna only get it go to 10. I'm gonna take 10 more seconds. At 5, we're going off this, and I'm gonna see what the leaderboard is after 2 questions. They should have had this by now. They say to give you 30 because the tech can be a little slower and things like that, but the faster you answer. Proctor's up there, Danny PPT. It's all staff those are all staff up there. Let's see, the first non-staff. I don't know if the Alex is that Alex of POS Pros. I don't know. So I think CPG Kevin, Care Payments Kevin is the top at 73 points. Remember, you get points for how fast you are. So I think that's Kevin Lashley, Care Payments Group, Lashley, CPG. Okay. I'm assuming by the name and branding, but
several Kevins.
Yes, so it could be. So all right, so we're gonna go to the next question. Here we go. Good job. A Vicky Helm question, which was one of our most watched and listened to episodes of POS Uncensored. Vicky Helm transitioned into the POS sales industry after a long career in which sector? And the answers available are automotive manufacturing, real estate, pharmaceutical sales, or oil and gas. We'll give you 10 more seconds. There's so many jokes I want to be made there. Kevin Kerrigan says, my thing is not working. Laugh out loud. I'm sorry, Kevin. At least mine is working. I'm not feeling, I do feel bad for those who aren't. There will be opportunities to win prizes that aren't just for these quizzes.
What's great is I can see Mama Helm doing any of these really well. I can see her rocking out.
There we go.
I won't say an answer, but yeah.
And the answer was oil and gas. And we're going to do a couple more and then we'll check the leaders here. And what it's interesting is AI really liked the Jerry Pierce episode because it gives us 2 questions about Jerry Pierce. And I apologize quick. I did not go back in here and redo this. This is AI listening to him and misspelling your quick POS. And I realized that's terrible on my part.
Where the heck is Jerry? I haven't seen him on here.
Jerry, we're secretly talking about you. We'll text you this piece. According to Jerry Pierce, what tool used by Quick POS support allows for immediate responsiveness and group communication? Here, after this moment, we're going to have some opportunities to hear from Quick POS. And the answer is Telegram. Matt, before we go any further and I go to the next one, go to the leaderboard, can you tell them how Quick POS is using Telegram? And I love that they've been doing this, and I hope other of our POS listen and figure out how to do it, but Quick probably doesn't do that. But it's a great way they interact.
Oh yeah, amazing tool. And what's nice, what's nice is that they can set up these groups where you as the agent are on, the merchant's on, you see everything that's happening. They can have the management involved as well. So it's an amazing way to communicate via text. They can get things done immediately. Even if they just have a question, a simple question, can go through and get that answered right away.
Yep.
Hey, Gazwan's in there.
Gazwan, you're struggling there with 7 points. I'm going to say it's technology issues up there. Crockett down there, we got several zeros. I'm going to assume those are all issues with our technology just not going. So, all right. So here we go with our next question. What the problem is, I keep looking over at my screen.
Hanging in there in second. Come on, team. My team should be passing Danny. Come on.
So Proctor over here getting first place in the POS Uncensored. He is not eligible for any prizes. I'm sorry, Matt. Here we go. Next question. What architecture chain was made from the front end of the new spicy POS system for hot sauce? Man, another question for the spicy POS, which no longer. It's purely a browser-based HTML5. It's moved to iOS only. There we go. It's now on Android. Or it remains on Windows CE. Hopefully that doesn't take you too long to answer because there is only one logical answer there for the technology pieces. And the answer is It is moving to Android and being able to be all modern technology. We'll do one more and then we'll check the board. Before we do our final question, the discussion about AI features, what potential menu engineering capability was described? And we actually talked about this 3 different times. I was looking at this, and I was like, man, I must apparently really want to talk about this in different shows. And the answer is suggesting bundles based on trends, translating the menu instantly, renaming items to sound tastier. That sounds better. And generating AI image for items. All those things are very possible. So get your guess in there.
We've discussed, we've discussed several of these.
Yeah. All right. I didn't actually get the answer before I did that, but the answer is suggesting bundles based on trends. We talked about that a couple times about how our systems are already being to do this, being able to look at how the sales are for each item and then saying, hey, they're already buying these pieces together. If we throw a 4th thing in, maybe it'd be a better bundle and you'll make profit, or maybe we'll just move more of them because we'll make, it's that profit and that's supply and demand issues.
Say here, you might get me on this one. I'm trying to
All
jog
right.
my memory.
What advice did Jerry Pierce give to new agents who might be intimidated by selling POS systems? Focus on knowing 2 to 3 products well. Only sell to enterprise clients first. Yeah, go to the big guys. 100+ locations. Those are your first sales. Those really should be. Hire a dedicated technician first or memorize the technical manual.
I think he said call Dave Orlogio.
I do. I believe it was. Absolutely. And the answer is focus on knowing 2 to 3 products well. And I would even say, you start with 1, then you move to 2, and then 3. You learn to crawl, then you walk, then you run. That's how we roll here. And let's see. Well, I have to go. I can't. I don't. Here we go. So we're going to do this question. What was the we're just going to go ahead and finish, and then we'll look at the leaderboard. What was a major reason Vicky Helm cited for her long-term success with merchants? Oh, this was a good, man, you guys need to go back to watch these episodes. Always selling expensive hardware, offering the lowest transaction rates, automating all her communications, building deep personal relationships. I think there's some things that are obvious there. And the answer is building deep personal relationships. And then Wyatt chose 3 questions about Spicy POS. I think what it was looking through is how many views we got. And that was a very popular episode. How does the Spicy POS system handle internet outages according to Kai Shu? And the answer is it shuts down completely. It reverts to paper only mode. Do we have a button for that? Paper only mode. It uses a hybrid model, local server. It switches to cellular hotspot. So there's 2 answers that could be there.
Yep.
What does Spicy or the new POS? And boom, we're going to find out. It uses a hybrid model, a local server. And then Jerry Pierce, I didn't recognize he got 3 call outs from his episode.
He was popular.
He was. What pain point did Jerry Pierce identify as a major cause of failure for a new POS system? Last question. We'll find out who wins. The hardware being too ugly. Lack of owner buy-in and training. The credit card fees are just too high. Or the internet speed being too slow. And what did Jerry Pierce say was the biggest issue? Is he's done all these POS installations over the last few years. I'm going to push it through and see. The app is not recording.
I actually missed that one.
All right, so we got 3 staff members that got on the top, but here's what I don't know.
Great. That's my Alex.
That's your Alex. Okay, I just want to make sure. And so Greg Ernest is our top #1 winner, and Kevin Lashley is our 2nd winner. And I'm going to. How do I stop the music playing in the background? Do you guys hear that music from the computer? Or is it just me? Because it's going
right behind Kevin.
All right. So first, I'm going to export the result. There we go. And I know who wins. And and our next prize is going to be. It's going to ask me to rate the questions here. I'm going to come up live here, and I'm going to bring up Matt. We're going to give away your prize. So I have a picture of it for you. And Matt, everybody chose a question. So the second prize, first prize was Greg Ernest. Second prize was Kevin Lashley. Greg, you're getting a very fancy pen. Kevin Lashley, you are getting a new Callaway driver chosen by Matt Proctor. He probably would let you choose another driver if you want, but this is what he chose. Matt, why did you go with the Callaway driver as your gift out this year? Was it your incredible domination at the Top Golf when it was -4 degrees out there this past Sunday?
Hey, I did have a longest drive at Top Golf, but no, I actually got a new driver this last year, and greatly helped the game. Kevin's already an amazing golfer from what I remember, but I thought that was just a nice gift that some people either don't want to spend that money, on the new driver, or they'll get something less expensive, and I thought that was perfect for all of our partners at golf, and we got one.
There we go. And hey, Ed, I'm just glad. We'll see if the other quizzes work, Matt, but I'm glad the quizzes worked for a second and we were able to do this together.
Well, they stopped calculating towards the end there. I think the last 3 or 4, it didn't.
It wasn't.
I was at 270 for the last 5 questions.
All right. Well, I will double check. We'll give those 2. And if we see that it recalculates, we'll look at this. And, we did actually pay for this software, and this is the 3rd year in a row that I've used this software, and it's worked. It's worked. So, and at least it was doing it here. You guys are just so, quick in technology. It's just driving all kinds of stuff. Matt Proctor, as I've been asking everyone, can you give us a memory from 2025 that stands out to you from PayProTec Nation, and then a Christmas memory if you have, as we close out your time here as part of the Holidaypalooza 2025?
Yes. Okay. So combination. One of my favorite memories is very similar to what Paul Kent said. That was very exciting to take the boat on the river, being able to hang out with some of our great partners. You know who you are, and be able to chat with everyone. I mean, heck, Charlie DeWitt was on there. I hadn't seen Charlie in years. Kevin got to meet him. Brian Kames was there. So many great partners. But really, Nate, another one for me, when we were in Orlando, being able to just walk around Disney with Paul Kent, and some of our great partners, and being able to hang out, with Amy Lund, and Nate, you were there with your son, that for me is just a treat. It's different than just a show where you go to dinner or whatever. I love to get to know our partners better. And I got a good Christmas one for you, Nate. And I think you were there. I got to tell everyone this. If you've not heard of St. Elmo's, it is the famous steakhouse in downtown Indianapolis. Been out there over 100 years. The very first PayProTec Christmas party, 2015, with this office, we are at St. Elmo's in a private wine cellar room. It was beautiful. And the very first thing Matt Hoskins said when he sat down is, shrimp cocktail eating contest. Who's in? And we just started ordering 2 and 3 a person. It was just a ton of fun. Do you remember that, Nate? Were you there?
I was not. I joined up later. I had a kid activity at that night. And, but I do remember it. And we had several good holiday parties down here in Indianapolis, including, maybe we'll get Brian Linke to tell his story a little bit later when he joins up with us.
I was being nice and not telling my memories of Brian with one.
There we go.
one Christmas party. Thankfully, we did not get kicked out of any of the places we went to. It was close a few times, but we're good. I love that man to death.
Perfect. All right, we're going to move on, say goodbye to Mr. Proctor, and we're going to play a little video before we bring Danny and Jace Lee in. I see Danny calling in right now, but I was able to spend some really quality time with our team over at, let me put myself up here, over at the POS Pros party with our quick team, and Ming recorded a special message for us. And so here's our message, about a little over a minute, from Quick and Ming as they talk about what they're excited about in 2026.
Hello, this is Ming from Quick POS, and I would like to say thank you to all the PPT team, and happy holiday and Merry Christmas. We had a wonderful year on the 2025, and we're looking for another wonderful year 2026. We have lots of exciting projects working on from the Quick POS. We're going to have a more full version of the retail POS system and the new version of the salon POS. We are going to implement some AI technology, improving our support, improve our onboarding time. I really like looking for another year to see you all. And I really want to thank you. I already meet lots of you guys already. Jenny and Paul, Roy, and especially I really like thank you, Billy. You as our lifesaver. Thank you so much. We're looking for another wonderful year.
Perfect. All right. And now we are going to bring in Danny and Jason Lee. Danny, I see, is already in there. I think Jason Lee is up and there. So let me push the button that says Danny and see. Let's see where I get here. It's going to be blank until I push it in. And we're going to choose Danny Shard, who comes in. And then let's put a 3. So, all right. And then I'm going to put you up on this screen here too as we do it. All right. How are you, Danny Shard? Welcome in. Jason Lee will be joining us. I am hanging out in here trying to solve technology's problems, figuring out all the world. But hey, we're all talking.
I thought we were having another issue. I could hear Ming twice, but it was because I was in the eCam. So that's
you had the YouTube on and the yes. So you were getting both there. All right. So Danny Shard, can you tell me, we are gonna play a little history of payments game, hopefully in a few moments, but I'm intrigued this year. What are you, as you look back in 2025, what are some of the highlights that you see for PayProTec from 2025?
Say it again, Nate. Sorry, Jace was yelling at me.
Yep. What are some of the highlights that are the standout from 2025 for PayProTec?
Oh goodness, there's a lot of highlights. Some have already been mentioned, right? The SCAA show that Matt was just talking about. Getting to see, we got a ton of partners out there, and also had a lot of our families out there, which was probably some of the most fun that we've been able to have as a group. Having all of our family and partners together was really cool. That one really stands out to me. The Chicago boat ride, I think, probably takes the cake. One of the coolest events I think that we've done. My boy Nick Korthals at Core Payments had a really fun boat ride, if I remember correctly. So that was, I think we had 40 partners or so on that. And Nate, I don't think you were able to attend, were you?
I was not there.
You were not on that boat.
I was celebrating my daughter's wedding, and I had a good excuse to not make it, but I did hear great things, and I've seen lots of videos at the after party too that I won't bring up. But fun was had after the boat, on the boat, before the boat, all of it, and the picture, the skyline, taking in the skyline on the Chicago River at night. You can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
So
and then we hit some pretty cool marks this year as a company and with our partners. It's been a little bit of a unique year, but a growing year, and like Matt Hoskins said at the beginning, another record-setting year for us. So we're only able to do these things because of partners like you guys, and those events that we throw, we have a lot of fun. You guys know me; I like to have fun at these events too, and it's really a time for us to be able to get together and show appreciation to you guys for everything you do, because without you, PayProTec is just non-existent. That's funny. I would go to a really big bank to cash that really big check. That's a good one, Nick.
That is. And just so you know, when we present you with really big checks, we also ACH you, so you don't have to actually mess with those really big checks. Just, it wasn't a gimmick just to make it so you couldn't actually cash that check. But I should have it would have been good if I'd had that picture up right now, but I'm not that well prepared. So is Jace Lee jumping on? I know she's on the other side of the wall.
Jace? Oh, her computer's rebuffering, so.
All right, so
tech issues happen on our side too, Nate. It's not just on your side.
Not just their thing. Well, this was supposed to be Jason Lee in the business. I'll take over her picture here and jump in here. Let's do that. There I am. And here's the deal. We're going to play some history of payments. Let's see if Trivia Maker can do it. I know there's some. We'll look for a new software. I actually looked for a new software this year, and I didn't find anything better that was in the price range. I found a couple $1,000 a month softwares. This was not in that range. But let's see if this one works. So I'm going to click. There's another one that I created, and maybe the Christmas one I didn't create. I was just taking it from them. These are another ones that I created and curated from some of our AI overlords. So let me click in here and get you the QR code so we can see if we can get some winners here. Here's the QR code and the game code.
On the screen, Nate.
You're going to see it on the screen, but you can also play. Obviously, Matt Proctor jumped in and played, so
I'm gonna avoid playing. I didn't like my name at the top there. I like seeing other people's names at the top. I've got the inside on everything, so it's really not fair.
It isn't. Let's talk a little bit about so this is going to give us a little bit of the history of payments. I chose questions that are from all sectors, from the beginning of payment, debit and credit card payments to more modern things that have just happened the last few years. What do you think is the biggest, other than cash discount, which has been in surcharging and edge and dual pricing, however we call it, other than that, what's been the biggest change in your career of the last over almost 18 years, I think it is, Danny? Is that we're coming up almost on 2 decades? What's the biggest changes?
I started in 2000, end of 2003, early 2004. So,
so you're old. It's 20 over 2 decades.
Yep. Shocking. That's a really good question. Two come to mind. Really, Durbin was massive for us, and still is, right. But the Durbin Amendment really kind of allowed us to get more competitive on the majority of cards that were being accepted in the SMB space. And I mean, where check card rates were at a buy rate of at the time, I want to say it was 1.4, something like that. To get down to an interchange level of 5 basis points and 22 cents was a game changer. I mean, that was huge. Prior to that, I had just started in the industry. I was in the industry for about 2 years, maybe 3 years, when the company that I worked for originally, Total Merchant Services, released the free terminal placement program. And, I remember taking a lot of really upset calls from sales partners. And then there was a lot of partners that were really happy about it. And the ones that were upset were because, we were taking their lease dollars away, right? You guys are offering it for free, makes it harder for us to lease. We make a ton of money on the leasing. And it was, they weren't wrong. I mean, that was a big revenue maker at the time. That was, selling and leasing terminals was really the only way the terminals got out there. So providing the terminals for free was another way that an ISO was trying to compete, and it just kind of flipped the industry on its head, at least in our space. And look at it now, right? Now it's an industry standard. At the time, it was a game changer, and not well received by many people. And now all of those people at some point in time have done a free placement or are probably offering free placements now because they have to.
Well, I hope you guys were listening, because that may be a couple questions. It may answer a couple things there.
Oh, no.
so our minds might go the same place. So we'll see. We'll find out what happens. So, all right, let's find out what we're playing for. So Jace Lee's not able because her computer, she's guest one over there that's not good joining in, but this is her gift that we're giving away. She chose this caramel and cream. I think we can probably maybe give you the color. This is a blanket. You can see this is not your Target pick up the throw blanket for $15. This is a $300 blanket that is just exquisite. And so that is the one gift. And then Josh Brown, I love this. This is my favorite one chosen because I would have never chosen this. And when he said he was going to choose this, I said, this is amazing. He chose the iOS series. It's a, I did this is a screenshot currently. When I first got it, it was $399. It is on sale for $269. So hopefully you're going to get to buy it, save a little money. But this is a freaking $400 toothbrush. Comes with an app that follows and tells you what to do. The iOS Series 10 rechargeable electric toothbrush, Cosmic Black. We like to give you some things because Danny, how important is hygiene for salespeople that are going into the world of payments?
That should be a question for Brian Linke, because if you know Brian Linke, it's one of the 7 rules. It's number 4. Actually, I have to remember because it's always like my first rule. Rule number 1 is take a shower. Right, as salespeople, you got to look good, you got to feel good, you got to be clean, you got to be on point. And so, I think a toothbrush is great, especially for most of the folks in this chat.
Yep. All right, Jason Lee has figured out how to join us, so let me put her in and see if I can figure that out. She is not guest 1; she is guest 7. Jason Lee Cook. There she is.
Sorry.
Oh, hey. We are not complaining. I can't say anything about tech issues today. Everything went perfectly. I did 2 trial runs, literally going through every button that I had to hit, and it didn't. Yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Jace Lee, we're so glad you got to join us today. Here's my first question for you. What has been the highlight for you before we do a trivia game? What's been the highlight for you for 2025 as we look back? What are some of the things? Danny obviously got to you first, but are there anything else that stands out to you from 2025?
Well, Danny and Proctor both kind of stole mine. Orlando was so amazing, but more for me, a lot of people don't know this, but Danny's son, my son, and Billy West's son are all the exact same age, like within a couple of months of each other. So getting these 3 rowdy boys together, swimming in the pool, going to Disney. Obviously, we got to do work, but what was really cool too was a lot of our partners, Ben, Greg, Dave, you guys got to meet my husband and my kids, and I got to meet some of your families, which was really cool for us to get to kind of bring it all together. So Orlando was my favorite.
I love that. And Orlando was real. If you weren't able to do it, and we will announce early 2026 our schedule for the 2026, but for sure we're going to be in South Florida come SEAA in June. And so make sure you're looking for that, because what we were able to do in Florida, we want to grow to the next level and see our partners continue to connect. And what I love from that time, I'm just going to kind of spur off that, is how many of our partners met each other and have been sharpening and challenging and encouraging each other since then. And we sometimes see us as competitors, but there's plenty of merchants in the sea. Sometimes we just got to get all of our team together to do that. All right. So right now I'm going to switch over to this screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Jason Lee. I'm going to put you. You'll hear me as the secret voice. And we're going to try playing a little bit of trivia for payments. Hopefully you guys have all signed up. You got about 30 more seconds to sign up if you haven't. And here we go. There we go. All right, here we go. I am going to get my mouse on the right screen. There we go. All right, here we go. Hitting start. You guys ready to do some payments? Who introduced the first general purpose revolving credit card allowing balance to carry over in 1958? Was it MasterCharge? Was it Diners Club? Was it American Express? Was it Bank of America, thus known as Bank AmeriCard? We'll give you a couple seconds to answer this. And it was Bank of America with the Bank AmeriCard first. All right. I'm not going to pause. We're going to go through 4 questions and we'll jump over. The mag stripe revolutionized processing speeds in the 1970s. Which tech giants engineer it by ironing magnetic tape on a plastic card? Danny, you know this one?
I do.
All right. Yeah, give me some options. Xerox, Intel, Apple, IBM. And you should be able to answer it, because 2 of those companies on that list did not exist when this technology was created. All right. And hopefully you guys, it's not working again. I don't know what to do other than I did create this. I used the same software. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give prizes away by you emailing me, and we're going to put in drawings. That's how we're going to do it, since we're not getting this to work. But we will look at the EMV liability shift occurred in the U.S. What was the primary consequence for merchants who did not upgrade? Oh, I like their answers. Their fees were doubled overnight. That would have been a great one. They could no longer accept Visa cards. Liability for counterfeit card fraud shifted to the merchant. And the answer is the liability shifted to the merchant. All right. Yeah, it's going, and I'm even having some problems because it's not letting me see the leaderboard. Let's just kind of see. Yeah, everybody's got 0. All right, here's what we're going to do. We love it when, you can guarantee that I'll be shooting an email to tech support and asking for a refund for this later today. But let's get all 3 of us on the screen here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, everybody get their email out, Nate, N-A-T-E, at PayProTec, PayProTec.com. If you email me the answer to this question, which I'm going to read to you, the first, what I'm going to do is all those that come in by the time I get this we close done, I will put every right answer, I will put into a drawing, and I'll draw for 2. Does that sound fair for everyone? I promise I'm adding extra work to mine. So here's what the answer question is. You've got to send to me, what does the letters EMV actually stand for? And to be honest, you
No
should just
Googling.
you should even just go to Google, ChatGPT. You're going to find it out really quickly. Be the ones that answer it to me. I'll pull them all in. I'll do a drawing. I'll probably post a video of me doing the drawing, making sure I give credit to everyone who sent me an answer, and we will give the blanket and the incredible toothbrush away. And I think earlier somebody said in their I saw in the chat going through that they showered at least once a week. And Jason Lee, I'm going to say that's probably not enough.
Probably not enough.
Yeah.
No. According to Brian Linky, it's definitely not enough.
Yes. Man, I'm in the 2 to 3 shower day. You don't have to wash your hair all the time, but let's get clean. If you're doing exercise, you got to get out there and do it. All right, Danny and Jason Lee are going to come back at the end here in a little bit. We're getting ready. I'm trying to brainstorm in my head because the next game that we're going to play that I want to play is a visual game, but I'm going to ask this of so. Danny and Jason Lee, answer this question. What are some holiday memories that you have from your life? What are some things that stand out when you think of Christmas? And I'll go Danny first and then Jason Lee.
Some holiday, it's so funny. The first thing that jumps into my head is building snowmen in Texas whenever we got snow in North Texas. That was a lot of fun. But whenever we moved to Colorado and then New Mexico. We moved a lot as I was a kid, and we used to go skiing on Christmas Day after we'd open presents. So Thanksgiving Day we'd ski, Christmas Day we would ski. So there was a lot of fun memories there. For it seemed like a long time, but it was probably only 6 or 7 years of doing that. But getting to ski on Christmas Day was a lot of fun as a kid.
That's awesome. How about you, Jace?
The first one that came to my mind, so my brother and I are close in age, and we are close in personality and relationship. And as kids, he was always the first one awake, and he would come running in my room like, Santa came, Santa came. And he's continued this our entire life. So he served 20 years in the military. Even in our 20s, when he was in the Middle East, he would call me on Christmas morning and be like, Santa came, Santa came. And now I do it with my kids, and I'm sure he does it with his too. Now even into our 30s, every Christmas morning, I expect that call from my brother just screaming that Santa came. And we do it with our kids now too. So that's always kind of a fun memory.
That is so cool. All right, everybody. Danny and Jason Lee will be back in just a few moments. We have one more segment and then they'll be back. We're going to bring in a couple more of our staff, and then they'll be part of our closing as we give a toast as we celebrate going and finishing our year strong. Danny, Jason Lee, I'll see you guys in a little bit, and you're going to see me try to bring our crew in. There should be at least 4 or 5. So let me go over here and accept them all in. I hear them coming in, and you're going to see me. I'll put myself on here, and there we go. Okay. So Dave and Pamela, still waiting on a couple others to come in. And so I'm going to bring them in. We'll do this, and you're going to see me try to make this all work. All right. So here we go. Somehow I clicked on. All right. David Lindquist, one of our newest staff members, is joining us, and we'll introduce him in just a second. And then over here is Pamela Bailey, and boom. All right, Pam, can you hear us? I know you're muted because I can see and I can't unmute you, Pam, so you may want to. And David, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, and I hear you. So, all right, David, can you tell us, you started in, I heard you, forget. Tell us how long. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've been with PayProTec for a little over a year now. I'm a graphic designer. I do all the thumbnails, social media, any other graphic needs. So, yeah.
All right. Pam's going to try to solve the problems there. And so I'll come back. So David and I are going to hold down the fort here for a second. David, we're going to go through. Emily went through our team. I think she'll hopefully be joining us in a second. And we collected 13 of our staff members' baby pictures. So here's what I need our team to do. I'm going to share the pictures. I'm going to use the Trivia Maker because I already created it in there. But because it's not counting points, we're going to do the same thing. I want you to already go to your email, 13 questions, and you're going to, from 1 to 13, you're going to give us the name of who you think. This is going to be a lot more work on me as I think about this. It's not just one answer, but this is the way I know how to do it, so I'm going to do it. And then our prize, in honor of Mr. Billy West, who chose this prize, we're going to be giving away a set. Oh, I grabbed the wrong. Oh, this is a screenshot. We're giving the Wagyu filet 6-pack from Snake River Farms. Let me tell you, those pictures is behind there. I chose the wrong picture. If David would have done this, he would not have chosen the wrong picture. I took 2 screenshots and I drugged the wrong one over, and I don't have time to go look for it now. Trust me, there are a 6-pack of Wagyu filet behind there. It's an incredible prize. We will be shipping it to you, and you'll be glad that it wasn't us. That's what we're playing for as we do some baby pictures. And David, I think it's just going to be you and me doing this. So let me see. Watch me do this, and we're just going to create a shot here. And Danny and Jason Lee are still on the cameras over there, but we're going to switch over and put David in one and put me over there. And we're going to have some fun here. All right. So is everybody ready? Get that chat going. Are you guys ready to see some of the best looking babies ever? I think at least I am. So here we go. All right. Here's what we're going to do. There's this. I'm going to hit play on this, and I'm not. You don't need to scan the QR code. I'm not even going to. Oh, you know what? I can't. I need to choose. Hold on. I'm going to do a different mode. So I'm not even going to give you the QR code. I forgot because you guys. It doesn't let me launch until people have joined on the crowd mode. So we are going back to some solo trivia. We're going to play it ourselves. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Get started with some baby pictures. Who is in this picture? Is it Billy West, Danny Shard, Paul Kent, or Nate Manahan? All right. I know the answer to this. David, do you know?
Oh, man.
I'm not going to.
You.
It is not. It is not me. I was trying to think how I do this to make sure that we don't give them the answers that they actually have to guess. It is not me. So I ruled out one of there.
Okay.
I'm trying to, here's what we're going to do. Yeah, I think it isn't me. And so, it is one of the other 3 on that screen. And so we're just going to go through these, and I'm going to get them wrong. I'm going to give you one answer every time, and then it's going to tell me what the right answer is, isn't it? Dang it. Okay. That's not going to work because when I'm doing this in group, is it? Oh, I am trying hard to figure this out. All right, here's what we're going to do. Just take the answers. We're going to have some fun, and just email me and put in the subject line baby picture and tell me who had the best baby picture, and then we'll put you in the drawing. That's a good way to do it, David, right? That's better than me trying. We're going to go through this as we figure it out. All right, next up is who's in this picture. Oh, it's a black and white picture. Is it Jason Lee Cook, Pamela Bailey, Jenny Rickle, or Jen Sales? Okay. So as you guys look, I wish I could. I guess I could zoom in on this like this, get you a better view of that picture there. There we go. Who is that baby? All right. I actually don't remember. I think. Yes. Okay. Good. I got it right. It is Pamela Bailey. All right. Next up in the chat, Pam, who is having some technical issues in Warsaw, and we saw her briefly on the screen. And but here we go. Here's the next one. Who is in this picture? Oh, let me zoom in. Is it Clarissa, Emily, Pamela, or Jason Lee? Let me zoom in there and see that. All right, and Pam is joining in, so I will see if we can get her on. And all the fun that we're having here. Hope I realize, there we go.
Dude, I think what I'm learning here is this is tough.
This, yes. Well, there is one in here that I think is one of the more remarkable ones that after all this, people are learning here. And so let me go. I'm going to switch screens here a little for a second here, and I'm going to put all of us in. So, Danny's still in here. Danny's never left the queue, so he just keeps getting used. And that's, let me go back. I want a 5. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to see if Pam hears us. All right, Pam coming in the far right. And then, there, I hear Pamela. How are you, Pamela?
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
I am doing well. And I'm going to put David there. And I saw Emily up there. I just didn't click on it. Let me get her in. All right, there's Emily. And I'll jump into this screen here. All right, so we're going to go back and do some baby pictures, and we'll put it all up on the baby pictures here in just a second. But I do want to get some highlights of 2025 for us. We have 2 of our newest employees. On the far right is Emily Gross, and David has already introduced himself a little bit. These are our 2 2025 new teammates that have joined. Emily, though, had been with us before. Emily, can you tell us a little bit of how you got to PayProTec and what your role is now?
Yeah, I started at PayProTec in, I think, 2017, 2018 as an intern, and did a little bit of part-time work while I was in college at Ball State University. I then transitioned after college into the venture capital space for about 4 years, and then was happy to get a call from Paul about an opportunity opening up at PayProTec in project management. And then I've been here full-time since May of this year, and it's just been really fun getting back into the groove. And as you all know, the PayProTec family really does feel like family, so it didn't take long at all.
That's awesome. Well, we're really glad to have you on, and let's see if we can, there we go. And Pamela, I'm switching cameras all the time over here. Pamela, can you tell us how long you've been with PayProTec and kind of your journey as being one of our just stellar relationship managers?
Well, thank you for that. So I've been here 10 years, actually just a few weeks from being here 11 years in January. So yeah, it's been good. I mean, I did a total 180. I was in mental health business office manager before I came here. So didn't know anything about it, but I've learned a lot, and I've just worked with a lot of great people. Worked very closely with Jen Sales and with Brian Linky, and that's definitely a highlight.
Yep. And what I love is, and I'll bring all 4 of us up there. Let's see if I can get the right button. There we go. As we switch around, but for all of our team, but I've had this multiple times with Pamela, and I've tried, and I don't do it as much as I should, because I try to always stop and say, hey, I just met this person, and they were saying how great you served. It's been multiple times when I've been at shows talking to our partners, and they always talk about what great service Pamela does. And it's all of our partners and relationship managers, but I just think you've set yourself out and done that. All right, here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to do some baby pictures, but instead of putting our camera in, I'm just going to go full screen on so let me see if I can do that. All right, so here we go. I got to switch back to this. All right, so this was the picture we were in. We're going to find out what your guesses were. Is this the favorite? And we already know, you already know that it's not Pamela. That is Jatha Lee Cook. Look at her. All right, here we go. These are going to be fun. These are some fun ones coming up here. David and I are still on screen. Who is in this picture? Is it Josh Brown, Paul Kent, Matt Proctor, or Nate Manahan? Pamela, do you have a guess?
Oh gosh, I'm going to say Matt Proctor, but I have no idea.
All right. How about you, Emily? You never mind. You collected these. You know that. David, do you have a guess? It's not fair for you or me.
So I'll go with Matt also.
You go with Matt also. Okay, we'll see. That got the X. The answer is me. That is me.
Oh.
As a B. So that was a little weird for me to I was trying to guide you the other way. All right, here we go. The next picture is, look at this one. Is this David Lindquist, Cameron Hoskins, Josh Brown, or Billy West?
Oh gosh.
Pamela, do you have a guess? You're the
Oh goodness. I gotta say Josh. I don't know. It's so hard to tell.
wasn't Josh.
I
And
am
the
not
answer
good.
is David Lindquist. And I about said it. I said you're the only one on here that doesn't know the answer to it.
I almost said you.
So it was because all the other three people in the call either saw these and put the pictures together or didn't do it. All right, next up. Here we go. Wow, this is the glam shots of baby pictures. Is this Josh Brown, Cameron Hoskins? We know it's not David Lindquist because we just had that. Or Michael Thomas. Well, Pam or David, do you have a guess?
Is this Michael?
It is. Look at Michael. Like, first of all, yeah, that is just beautiful right there. All right, next up. Who is in this picture? Get zoomed in there.
So they're very small. I'm having a hard time seeing.
Yeah, they are. And that's what I was trying to figure out. This one, get a little more closer into the face. All right, next. Let's see. Is that Mike Stetzel? Look at cute little Mike.
That is pretty cute.
All right. I love these. Who's in this picture? Is this Paul Kent, Michael Thomas, Cameron Hoskins, or Josh Brown? It's not Josh Brown. It is Michael Thomas.
Aw, so cute.
Again. So do we have two of his or did I mess that up earlier?
That one's Cam Hoskins.
That one's Cam. See, I messed it up. Thank you I was going to say, yeah, see, I messed something up. Look at that. Thank you, Emily, for
on their toes.
Yep. All right. Who is this cutie?
This is fun. I just love seeing all the pictures.
Yeah. Is this Danny Shard? You know it's not me. Is it Matt Proctor or Billy West? Not Danny Shard.
Billy.
Matt Proctor. Look at you, Proctor, with your little sippy cup there. Look at you. All right. Got a couple more of these. This one. Look at this attitude in this one. I think this attitude is still living in this person. Is this Jenny Rickle, Pamela Bailey, Jen Sales, or Jason Lee Cook? That is Jen Sales. Living the dream right there. All right. And then keeping going. Here we go. Who is that? Oops. Got the full. What do you think?
Josh?
Yep. Let's give it a try. Nope.
No, it looks like him.
Okay, it is Josh. I messed up the system again, apparently, so just ignore me. I tested this early, and I thought I got it right, but apparently not. And this one, I know who it is. We'll see if we get it right. It is Mr. Paul Kent. And then lastly, I love this one. He'll be on our next segment as we finish up our day here and our lives. Who's in this picture? Where is the picture? All right, we are going to pull this picture up. Give me a second. It is on my computer. You're going to see it pulled up live because apparently I didn't load that correctly. Where is my downloads? It's the baby photos. And you've got to look at this one. That's why I didn't load. It's the HEIC. Look at that picture. Does that face not look like Brian Linke still to this day? I love you, Brian Linke. You are amazing. And then we have one more picture that I was going to pull these up anyways. So let me do this. You saw that there was Josh Brown's picture. There was Paul Kent's picture, but then there was Josh Brown doing Paul Kent's picture. What do you think? He should have been born with that. No brainer right there, right? All right. That is our incredible, amazing baby pictures. So here's what all you do is you have to tell me what was the best baby picture, who had the best baby picture, and email it to me. Put baby picture. I'll put all the names of everyone who emails me into a drawing, and I'm going to do one drawing. We'll put it up on YouTube tomorrow, and we'll make sure everybody gets winners as we finish up this day. Everybody on this, so Pamela, Emily, and David, can you guys tell us one holiday memory, Christmas memory that you've had over the years that stands out to you? And I'm going to go left to right. So we'll go Pamela, David, and then Emily.
Something that's always stood out for me is my son, when he was 5 years old. Our company that I was working for at the time had a Christmas party, and one of the management guys played Santa Claus. And when my son went to tell him what he wanted for Christmas was a hand crank paper shredder. That is what he wanted. And that always gets a lot of laughs. And Santa said he would do the best he could, but unfortunately he could not find one.
I love it. Well, Santa sometimes has to work extra hard. Those hand crank paper shredders are hard to find sometimes. All right, David, who I didn't have a single shot of you for some reason, so we're going to fix that right away. And David, what is a holiday memory for you?
Yeah, I would say probably around third grade started my sneaker collection obsession. My family used to get these East Bay magazines, and I'd go through and circle what I wanted for Christmas. And I got my first pair of Jordans that year, and I think that just really kicked off my collection, and I'll always remember that one.
That's awesome. All right, and Emily, how about you? I just can't imagine you been collecting Jordans all that time, but I could be wrong.
Plot twist, I actually started because of David. No, I'm just kidding. One of my core memories from Christmas time would probably just be every Christmas Eve, my brother and I would sleep in the same room and have a Christmas story read to us. And even though we were 7 years apart, it just always felt like so special and magical that Santa was coming the next morning. And then one of my favorite gifts, I'm obsessed with the Polar Express, and I got a bell that rang kind of like in the movie, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm a true believer. But those are just some of my favorite memories that I look back on.
Love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much to Pamela, David, Emily. Thank you guys for joining us. And now we're going to close out our time here as we celebrate with Brian Linke and Danny Shard and Jason Lee Cook. And I think they'll be coming in. I see Brian Linke joining us right now. Bye, everybody. I'm going to have you guys click out. Merry Christmas to you. And all right, let's see what we can do here. We're going to I see Brian Linke joining back in, though I don't see his video yet. I see Danny joining in, and I see Jason Lee joining up. Oh, here we go. I got video from all of them. Let's see how we work here. We'll start with Brian Linke and get him full screen over here. All right, there's Brian Linke. You're a little close. Back off a little bit. Look at him. All right. So there we go.
I'm going to get this off.
All right. You look amazing, Brian Linke. All right, let's get it. All right. You look amazing, so you can do it. All right, we're going to switch over to, you can tell that Brian's using his phone, in case you're wondering. Danny Shard, there you are. And
I got problems here.
All right. And then over here, we got Clarissa and Jason Lee. Look at that. And let me get Danny back on here. And then I'm going to try to get everybody in the shots. I got to get, sorry, it's a little
real close.
All right. First of all, Clarissa, introduce yourself. I'm so glad you're joining us here.
Hi, I'm Clarissa. I've been here for better part of a year at this point.
Yeah.
Here to help the Colorado PPT office as best I can. Yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome. Very good. All right. There we go. There's Brian. I got everybody up here. First of all, Brian Linke, that picture that you sent in, it could not look more like you at 60 years apart from the picture being taken. It was amazing.
63, Nate.
Yes, I know. I know. I was just, I knew it was over 60. I was
let me tell you something about those pictures, okay? Like, okay, I win because there is no one's picture that was cuter than mine. Okay, so just give me the trophy.
There you go. And also, I can't figure out how to get you in frame on the single shot, so we're just going to keep it on the. There we go. Where we frame in there. All right.
There you go.
So, so before we finish up, we're going to do some toasts and some memories and some dreams for 2026. But before we finish up, let me also remind you. So all you have to do to win during this segment, and this is how it was supposed to be the whole time, is email me, and I would. I'm going to tell you what I want you to email, but let me tell you what you're playing for here. This is the iPad Pro 13-inch model. This thing is a computer, and it'll drive you. Eventually, all of you will be Mac users after you use this iPad Pro, and you're scared to buy it for yourself, but we're going to buy it for you. But what you have to do is you have to do one thing. You have to email me, but you got to get specific. You're already a PayProTec partner. You need to tell me one thing you love about PayProTec and one thing you wish we would improve, because we're always here to grow and improve. If you're not working with PayProTec currently, tell us why. Is it because you're not in payments? Is it and you haven't decided to jump in with 2 feet? Or there's some other reason, but you're watching live and you want to win the iPad? All you have to do is email, just put in the subject line iPad and put those answers to those questions, and we'll do a live drawing with that tomorrow as well. But all right, Brian Linke, Danny Shard, Clarissa Roberts, Jason Lee Cook. Let's talk about what are some of our dreams for PayProTec in 2026. Danny Shard, you want to go first? Kind of what you're looking forward to in 2026 for our PayProTec Nation?
Absolutely. That's kind of out of left field, Nate. I need to think about it for a second. But a dream for 2026, obviously I want all of our partners to thrive. One of the coolest things, and Nate, you touched on this earlier, is how connected our partners have gotten, right? I know Ben, Jerry, Dave, Greg, they all are connected at the hip now, it seems like. They talk more than we do. And Nick, I know, talks to a lot of people. I mean, I would love to see our partners, continue to evolve on that and connect with everybody and just have just a bigger community in 2026. Because what that leads to is everybody thriving, right? I mean, as we're all helping each other and we create this open community of assisting, of open questions and no dumb questions, right? And just throwing out ideas and bouncing ideas off of each other, that just helps us. So that would be a pretty cool thing to see in 2026, is just to enhance what we're already starting to see and just build a bigger community of partnership.
Love it. Yes. And I always, that's why I went you first. I didn't tell you fully that I was going to ask that question. So I'll let Clarissa and Jason Lee go last, and they can even work together, because I know Brian Linke can knock this out of the park, and look at him ready to go. And I'm going to go to a single shot with you, Brian, and it's going to be right in your nose. Just know that. I don't know how to fix it.
Well, I think Dan said it best. I've been at PayProTec for 16 years. And I don't know what
Right on a golf course.
the 17th year or the 18th year, whether or not, I'm going to be here during that time. But I can tell you this, I don't think PayProTec has ever been closer as a group. I mean, a total group, not just the people inside, but all of our partners. Like Dan said, I think everybody's getting to interact with one another. And if we can continue to do that in 2026, I think we're going to be just an unstoppable force. I honestly do.
Love it. I totally agree. And
Right, you got to make it to 20. I mean, that's the gig, right? I mean, you can't give up this close to the finish line.
20, Dan?
I think that's
That
fair.
means I have to.
Let's let the chat in the comments decide.
There we go.
That means I have to live 4 more years.
Oh, you are living. We are going to resuscitate you every time. You're not allowed to go anywhere, Brian.
Believe me, that's a 50-50 shot at best.
All right, Jason Lee and Clarissa.
Taking the under.
I don't know how you have to follow that, but all right. There we go. That's the best frame shot we have. You go from Brian's shot to that beautiful frame shot. My word.
Right.
Well, my dream is that Brian does live for at least 4 more years, and we get him for as long as we can. But really, it's just to keep doing what we're doing, but bigger and better. I'm hoping to talk to more of you. I'm hoping to talk to you more often than I already do, and to hear about what your plans are for 2026, how we can help, how we can work even closer together. Emily said it a minute ago, bring you into the family. We hope you feel that. But if you don't yet, then my dream is that you do by the end of 2026. So that's what I'm hoping to do next year.
Love it. All right. So, and I'll go here just for a second. I've been thinking about this quite a bit because I was putting these questions together, and I get the longer portions to think about. And so I actually started putting something together that the first of the year I want to work in January. And all of you guys, I have 600 unread email messages since I've been sitting here. That was not my best thought, but what I also want to do, and I should have done this as part of that last question, is I want to know what our dreams for our partners are, what they're dreaming of, and I'm going to create a board that we're taking pictures of the year and how we're helping them meet those dreams. Because at the end of the day, when you guys grow, we grow, and your merchants grow, and we're all working together to be able to do this. And I want to say, I have lots of dreams for myself. I have lots of goals for myself, but my biggest dream for PayProTec is that we're helping our partners fulfill their dreams and find their goals and overachieve and see the next level. And I often use that word, that generational wealth, and that we can help you come alongside you and be the wind in your sails and actually do that. And so I'm going to be creating a dream board that's not my dreams this year, but it's PayProTec's or our PayProTec partners' dreams. So that's how I answer that question. As we close up, I'm going to ask, we've already gotten holiday memories from Jason Lee and holiday memories from Danny. Brian and Clarissa, would you guys give us one holiday memory before we close up and finish with some toasts for the year?
Just a personal one, Nate?
Yeah, personal holiday memory. Yep.
All right, well, how about this? 3 years ago, I decided that we would, it was when we first moved down to Tampa, and I decided that for Christmas dinner, I was going to get it catered by one of these. There's a bakery here that's just unbelievable, and they do all kinds of different food, and so I call up and I get on the phone with the lady, and I order $1,800 worth of food, and about another $1,000 worth of wine. And the day before Christmas, when I go to pick it up, the name of the bakery was Monero Bakery. The problem is the Monero Bakery that I ordered it from was in Brooklyn, New York. So the Linkies did not eat catered food, and I was out $2,800. I don't think I've ever told anybody that story.
I did not know this story.
Okay, well, that's because it wasn't one of my proudest moments.
I love it, Brian Linky.
So. What? Go ahead, Nate.
Were you able to donate it to someone else in New York that you ordered it to?
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm not sure what they did with it because at the time I broke rule number 1 and I panicked. Okay, but I reeled myself back in. Okay, and I sat there by myself in my office and I said, "Okay, we got to make an executive decision here, now." So I called every Chinese restaurant in Tampa because Chinese restaurants are always open on Christmas Day. And the Linkies ate Chinese food for Christmas 3 years ago.
Love it. Well,
it was an incredibly expensive Christmas for me.
I just watched last night. We always watch a bunch of Christmas movies, and one of them is Christmas with the Cranks. And we watched that last night with my kids. And at the end of he had bought a Caribbean cruise and he gives it away to his neighbors. So that's what you don't know who got that food, but somebody did. And I believe it was someone deserving, and you still had an incredible Chinese dinner, and you didn't panic too long.
Well, I don't know. The lady asked me what I wanted to do with it, and I just told her, I said, just give it to somebody. Just give it to somebody. Because I can't get there in time.
Well, and also when you're ordering catering, make sure you're ordering catering from a local caterer and bakery,
okay,
not from
Nate,
the one.
Thank you, Nate.
No, I'm just saying we're not going to make the mistake. No, I'm just saying what I order on this coming week from today, I won't make the mistake you made because you did it already.
Okay, right. Okay, if you
Thank
don't
you.
think that, okay, my wife, my kids, okay, the whole thing. The whole thing was just an absolute. But I rallied. I reeled it back in right here.
Yeah. So
We ate
as we
Chinese food.
so Clarissa, before we go to our final toast for the end of this time, do you have any holiday memories that beat ordering $2,800 worth of food that you didn't get to eat?
Not to that extent, but I grew up a military brat, and I remember one time my dad was stationed in England, and I can't remember what happened. I think our stove must have gone out, but we ended up going out for Chinese dinner that night.
Nice.
So
There you go.
I can
There
relate
you
to that.
go.
Restaurants are open on
You know,
Christmas
it
Day.
was a treat for us, so it was good.
I love it. I love it. All right. So here's what we're going to do. One, you're going to see me leave. You're going to see me leave the screen because I forgot. We're all going to give toasts. I left about 30 feet away is my toast device. So we're going to give toasts. You're going to see me take my ears off and just run over there for a second. But how I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with Danny and then Brian as they give toast of the year. And Jason Lee, I didn't tell you were giving a toast, but if you want to give a toast, we can do that. But as we kind of celebrate, we are a week from the Christmas, as the holidays, as we thank our partners, we just want to, set the expectations that we're so thankful for you and give some toast as we end. I'm not going to hear for a minute. So Danny, you are the first one up.
Am I going right now?
You're going right now. I just won't hear you for about 10 seconds.
Dan, right now, Dan.
Listen. I also wasn't planning on doing a toast because luckily the position that I've been able to put myself in is right next to Brian Linke at our partner events. And every time we get to a point where, somebody should stand up and say something, I say, hey, Brian, you got to say something. And he always knocks it out of the park. While we're reminiscing on some past stuff, Brian once did an entire toast and speech with a fork in his hand, and
wasn't my proudest moment.
But he killed it. But he did really, really well, and so I've always kind of leaned on him to do the toast. So I'm going to keep mine short and sweet because Brian has always just thrived, and I don't want to take anything from him, right? I mean, this is his thing, but Clarissa and Jason Lee snuck me in a nice glass of champagne here. Looking back on 2025, it's been an interesting year. I think it's been a great year with a lot of successes and some learning experiences for all of us, I'm sure. I'm really excited to be going into 2026. A lot of exciting things we're looking forward to. And I'm excited to be in it with all of you. And for those that may watch this after this crazy gig, excited to possibly work with you in the future. But here's to all of our success in 2026.
Love it.
Good one, Dan.
Very good, Dan. And I did bring, and I want to, everybody, they've got champagne over there. What do you got, Brian Linke, down?
I have one.
Champagne. See,
What I got?
I don't have champagne. I brought over a gift of
Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig Rye, 12 years. That was given to me by Quick POS team, and I'm so thankful for it. I thought it was the right thing to bring into the drink here. So
turn it up, Nate. Nate, take it to the dome.
Take it to the dome, and I also have it in a PayProTec glass. Yeah, I'm not going all in there. All right, Brian Linke.
You got to do one for each toast, so we'll see how you are at the end.
You want to figure out how I make up for the sleep I didn't get last night? Yeah, I will I'll just sleep right here on the floor if I do that. So, all right, I'm going to let Brian Linke, I'm going to let you go last. And so, Jason Lee, do you want to give a toast? Or
Oh man, Nate, I was just going to say you can't beat Brian and Danny and let Brian run with it. But really just like Danny said and everyone has said today, we love you guys. We're looking forward to a big year next year. We've got some really cool things in the works that we can't wait to share with you. And call us. Let us hear about it. Like Nate said, the dream board, we want to hear about what your plans are and what you're trying to succeed next, or what you're trying to accomplish next year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. But we're really looking forward to next year with you. Thank you for joining us.
Love it. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, that's strong. But I'm going to go, and then Brian Linke, you'll close us out. But I want to say to our partners, to our pre-partners who haven't joined with us, to our vendors, I see Enroll and Pay on there, with Quick teammates in there. We talked about Hot Sauce. I'm going to start naming them, and all our teammates and all the people we work with. It is so awesome to work with people who are committed to doing the job right. In this industry, I have found out for the 13 years I've been in it that there are lots of people out there that are looking to take a shortcut to wealth. They're looking to take the shortcut to getting to the next goal. And I love that we have created a community of staff, a community of partners. We have created a community of vendors and teammates that are across the United States that are committed to doing this job right. We're not committed to taking to take money. We're actually trying to make money, not only for ourselves, for our partners, for our merchants. We're doing it together, and we're committed more than ever to the triple win. And so on behalf of PayProTec, I say cheers to our team. Let's take another giant step in 2026, doing the right thing, doing it the right way, and making money together. Cheers.
Well said, Nate.
Geez, Nate, was that like a? How do you follow that?
Oh, I'm positive you can, Brian Linke. And I will swig this whole thing down and sleep through tomorrow after you're done, Brian Linke. Brian Linke, close us out.
Okay.
Okay, I've got to keep the foreshot. I can't have the forehead. I don't know how to fix that framing. So yeah, Brian, we're keeping everybody's on camera for this. Yep.
Okay. All right. January 2nd, 1986 was my first day working after I graduated from college at New York City. And the job was to just go hit every single door and just start selling stuff. And I did. And it's a long time ago. But I was really good at it. Had a lot more energy then. No kids, no wife. It kind of helped the whole thing. But, I had a career, and it was a really, really good one before PayProTec. I know a lot of people at PayProTec, this has been the majority of their career, and it really wasn't for me. I did really well before I got here. What happened was it was the industry I was in kind of went away, so I had to pivot and decide to do something else. Okay, it wasn't me that went away; it was the industry that went away. But I was there. I was doing that for like 20 plus years, and then I met Matt Hoskins, beat the hell out of him in Little League. We became friends, and he asked me to come on board, and that was in May of 2010. So I have met a lot and worked with a lot of people all along the way, a lot more than just about anybody else at PayProTec. Like I think back to all the people. Obviously, none of you know them, but there's been a lot of salespeople, a lot of people always competing against me. Back when I was selling, to be number one on the board. And then I got to PayProTec and didn't really know what to do here, and kind of grabbed Billy West and had him drag me around a little bit. Michael Thomas dragged me around a little bit. I can tell you this, out of all those people that I worked with, and again, right, we're talking 86 to 2010, a lot of good people, a lot of good people, a lot of good companies. We made a lot of money together. But I can tell you this, I have never, ever in my life worked with a better group of people. And I'm not just talking the PayProTec people inside. We've gotten to know through these shows, all these guys. And I just kind of feel like it's just become a much closer knit group than it ever has been. And I think, again, by doing that, you just become stronger as a group, as a company, right? The closer you get, the better people you bring in, you just get stronger. And I just think that in 2026, we're about to go to the next level. Right? We 2025 was a great year, best year we've ever had. And every single year at PayProTec, we keep doing better and better and better. And obviously, it's the people that work here. That's the reason why that happens. And again, I just feel that the closeness of the company. We joke about how long I'm going to be here. Well, I can tell you, I'm not working forever. I love you guys. but I'm not working forever. But I'm not ready to stop working. So I will be here. Danny will be here. Clarissa will be here. Jace will be here. Nate will be here. And everybody else you saw on the call will be here. And I promise you, we will be stronger than ever. Cheers.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
everybody.
Well said, Brian.
To the dome, Paul
to
Kent.
add to that really quick. I was on a cruise last year during Christmas, and we had a at sea day. You know, Brian talked about his lengthy career, and you know the years that you said, Brian. I mean, basically January 2nd of this year is 40 years.
Craziness.
That's
Craziness.
a lot of people that you've worked with over the years. I'm sure
Knocked on a lot of doors, Dan. Knocked on a lot of
Right.
doors in those 40.
A lot of doors. You know, he said obviously, you know, for some of us, I mean, that's a different lifetime, and you know, he knows so many people, right? And you know, none of us have met a lot of these people. Well, I'm on this cruise last year, and I run into a guy from Indiana, and he's got his family there, and we're talking, and I tell him what I do. I'm in payment processing, and he's like, "That's cool. I actually have a guy I used to work with years ago that does that, and he was in Indiana." I was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, you don't know a guy named Brian Linky, do you?" Okay. We're on a cruise in the pool, and I'm drinking a beer next to this guy, and I grab my phone, I FaceTime Brian, and I'm like, "What's up, buddy?" And he's like, how you enjoying the cruise?" And I turn the phone to this guy, and Brian says,
Andrew Packer.
And these guys talk for 10 minutes. I mean, it's a small world, but Brian, I mean, you've done so much in sales and for PPT as a whole. Just thankful for you, and hopefully we get a few more years out of you.
That's right.
Awesome.
Well, I can tell you this right now. If it wasn't for the people here, I would have already been gone. I can tell you that right now. If it wasn't for the people that I work with, I would already be gone. So, again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I love all you guys, all of our partners. I'm telling you, the closer we get, the more powerful we get.
Absolutely.
Good.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Cheers, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. I will do another very short video tomorrow where I've collected, and we'll do the drawings for the ones that we were going to do with trivia. And then the drawing for the iPad, if you're watching this afterwards, you have till the 26th to email me either if you're a partner or a different partner or not a partner, what you love, what you would improve, or why you're not working with PayProTec yet. All you have to do is email me that, and we will put you in the drawing for the iPad, and we'll do that after. I will do that the week after the Christmas. We're excited to have that and be part of the PayProTec family. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Danny, Clarissa, Jason Lee, Brian, and all the crew that joined. Thanks for putting up with some tech. We're going to do better. That's what we do each time, but it's also awesome that we're able to stream for 2 hours. There've been over 450 people watching in different parts. They'll watch more. I'm going to guess we'll have 1,000 watch this, and we're so thankful you did that. And we're excited to celebrate what we're going to do in 2026 and thankful for what we've done together in 2025. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
You guys.